Join discord.gg/flat earth and enter a VC check-in room, and someone will come along to VC verify you to get involved with the conversation about our Earth.
Roohif Part 9.
Yes, no, but it is preposterous. So, Timbo, now I've heard people in Australia, and I think I've heard you say that you've seen Sigma Octantis.
No, not seen it. You can't see it with the eyes.
Yeah, you have to.
Supposed to be a clump of. I don't even think you can see it with a telescope, to tell you the truth. I've never witnessed it. So, have you got images of it, Roohif?
Probably.
So what's that with? What's that with, a telescope or what?
Yeah, 6-inch Celestron and a CCD camera.
And you can see what, the 3 stars there?
Sigma Octantis. I ran it through a plate solve.
Yeah, Sigma Octantis is a group of stars. Yeah.
I think there's one. One is called Sigma Octantis.
I think the group is called Sigma Octantis.
Dude, what the hell? Roohif doesn't even know what it really is. What the? Roohif, I thought you were smarter than this, man. I didn't really think you were smarter than that.
I'm pretty sure it's a group of 3 stars. Yeah, they claim. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's Octantis, so isn't there 8? It's like, yeah. I mean, I've looked into it. Shit.
I'm not sure. I've never seen it, man. Yeah. I see the Southern Cross every night, pretty much, but
it's called the Southern Cross, but there's some other stars. Supposedly, there's some other. It's like a group of stars. I mean, whether or not it's 4, 8, 1, but there's not one in the middle like Polaris or whatever. Like right. You're not going to observe the same thing, in the southern hemisphere as you would in the northern hemisphere.
Even if there wasn't a center star, the fact that they all seem to spin around a second pole suggests
second pole.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, what pole? That's what I was about to get into. Go ahead, Timbo. Timbo, you probably got this better than I do. Go ahead, brother.
You saying there's a South Pole? Have we got a South Pole? How do you find that?
If me or for Taekwondo?
How do you find that South Pole?
If there's a group of stars that circle above the North Pole, and then you have another
group 90 degrees above.
Wait. If there's a group of stars, hold on. All of the constellations that we all observe in the northern hemisphere, I mean, that's why they call them constellations, because they're constant. Mm-hmm. So we have the freaking Big Dipper, Little Dipper, there's 12, 13 constellations. Yeah, all northern. There's some in the southern hemisphere as well. It changes as you move across Earth, but it doesn't move the same way if you look south. And so tell me more about this.
That
I mean, I know something about it, but I just want to hear what you guys in the Roohif, you got something about this that you want to tell me?
I mean, I can get you a photo of it if you want.
A photo of what? Sigma Octantis? Yeah. I'm talking about the entire system.
Have we got a photo of Sigma Octantis 90 degrees underneath it?
Bro.
Sorry, have I been to the South Pole? No.
No, I'm not asking that.
No, we're asking if you said you observed Sigma Octantis from Australia, or New Zealand, or whatever. Show it.
Yeah, I'll try and find a photo, but otherwise I'll try and take one tonight.
Wait, do we have another round earther in here?
Yes, we do.
Great.
We have Timbo and
round, or I don't know if he's round.
Timbo's
I think he might be a globe earther.
Dude, it's like we're breaking him down. It seems like he's been here for like 5 hours, and I think people are breaking him down.
Round and flat are the same thing.
Okay. Globe.
Yeah, that's better.
It's like globe. It's like just kind of like, well, this is what I think.
Words.
Like,
words mean things. Words do mean things.
Yeah.
We should, if we can't agree on words, then we're never going to be able to have a decent argument about anything.
Well, actually, everyone is actually a flat earther. It's just the problem is most people won't realize it until the Messiah returns and cracks through the firmament, and everyone.
Like I bet you any money I can beat Roohif to the Southern Constellations.
What do you mean, beat me to it?
You posted shit yet, so you can't post.
Oh yeah, I'll have a look later. I've probably got a photo of it, but I'll have to search. It's probably easier for me to just take another.
I'm gonna temporarily give you ability to post something.
Yeah, the only thing I actually haven't seen a photo of it. I've seen an image of what it should look like in one of those star apps, but I don't think I've ever seen a photo of it.
Even though Roohif's kind of an asshole sometimes, I don't think he'll post anything like crazy. So I'm going to give him a image rolls. I mean, he's not going to abuse. He's not going to abuse the role, Even
though he's kind of a tonight. If the weather's good.
Why don't you, dude? I'm going to look it up on Google.
There's no photos, man. There's images. I'm just trying to find something, but
I'm gonna go ahead and give. I'm giving you the embed role, Roohif, man. I mean, don't abuse it. As long as you're here, just post whatever you think is relevant. And if you fuck it up, you're never gonna be welcome back again. So.
Excellent.
Anyway, like Star Trails and shit like that, they don't really prove anything anyway.
Fact that
but it's interesting. Just like I was posting earlier, that we're going to have an annular eclipse in North America this year, which is it's super rare, and it's going to be in October, and it'll go from Oregon down through Texas and parts of Mexico. And dude, I would love to observe that. So, which is an annular eclipse, is what they call the Ring of Fire, where it's like instead of a total solar eclipse, you get where the moon appears a little bit smaller, so you get the Ring of Fire.
So, can everyone agree, if we're all facing south, that stars go from left to right?
It's not how I describe it.
The answer is yes. Hold on. Wait, you have to say yes, Roohif. I mean, you can't be that.
Yeah, you can't disagree with that.
No, if I'm looking east, they'll go.
Wait, looking north. Looking north, they go from right to left. When you look south, they go from left to right. Come on, man.
Yeah,
this ain't that hard.
That's for everyone. Yeah.
Everyone on Earth.
I'd say they rotate clockwise if I'm looking south.
So if you're standing looking south, do they come from your left and go over your right shoulder?
No, some of them don't. If I'm looking at the South Celestial Pole and the stars below that pole, like lower elevation, are going from right to left.
There are no stars below the pole? What are you talking about?
In elevation from my position.
Where are you seeing these stars from Sydney go under it?
Yeah, if I'm in Sydney looking at the celestial pole, I see a rotation, right? So stars below that circle.
Well, you don't see a rotation, you see an arc, because you can't see a rotation because you'd need 24-hour time-lapse photos of the stars.
Yeah, but the ones on the bottom of that path are going right to left. That's what confuses me sometimes when you know, him and the other guy that was in here arguing earlier, they keep saying below. Like there's something that in the sky that happens below the earth.
No, I mean lower altitude.
Below.
Low altitude.
All right, so lower altitude, meaning that you can't see it anymore.
I can still see it.
And you think it's underneath you. Well, it's just like, hey, bro.
I just mean below 34 degrees of altitude.
Okay, which you wouldn't be able to see that because there's too much atmospheric distortion. You wouldn't be able to resolve it. Right.
What? You think I can't resolve a star at like 30 degrees altitude?
Maybe it depends on that. Dude, you're looking over such a long distance. You necessarily might not be able to resolve it.
I definitely can. But down to about 10 degrees is pretty good.
With what?
With my telescope.
He's out of his mind.
All right, guys.
10 degrees.
I gotta call it a night.
Yeah. How far away is that star? 2.5 trillion miles. Okay.
We're just talking about the atmosphere, right? Down to about 10 degrees, you can make them out pretty well.
But how come...
Yeah, you can see stars near the horizon, but you resolving them or whatever. But that's necessarily my bad. Maybe that's not what we were talking about. Go ahead, Timbo.
No,
I'm just saying the sky's interesting. I've always enjoyed looking at the sky.
Sure.
One last thing. Anyone care to guess what's the absolute threshold of vision for the number of photons required to stimulate the eye so you detect a...
I've got the answer.
Oh,
I've got the answer.
Magnitude 6.
Who gives a shit?
Is it magnitude 6?
Yeah, it's about 5 to 14 photons.
Oh no, but in terms of magnitude, it's the.
What does that mean?
What is going on here, dude?
I'm just giving you a little bit of knowledge. All right, I'm ahead.
On a short circuit.
That was brilliant. Can you use some type of some lens to expand?
To capture more photons. A larger lens will capture more light and make things visible that are too
How
dim.
About over trillions of miles? Is that
I would
possible?
have to calculate. You'd have to calculate how bright the star is and use the inverse square law to see how many photons are actually reaching you. So I'll do those calculations later, but I got to get to bed.
We'll see. Trillions of miles. The calculations are gonna friggin' I'll be able to see something trillions of miles away. I just have to do the calculations.
I would have to tell you how bright the star is. All you have to do is
trillions of miles away and billions times bigger than the Earth.
You only need a handful of photons to hit.
You see any womp rats.
All right, guys. I'm out.
All right, cool, man. Hey.
Yo.
Till next time.
Yep.
That was something
Only
else.
the visibility for the naked eye is about the 6th magnitude stars. So if you're not in the city like me, you'd be able to see Sigma Octantis with the naked eye.
In the city, which city are you talking about? Like Southern Australia?
Sydney, yeah.
And Sydney?
I'm pretty close to the actual city as well.
Yeah, it's the same for me. I live in the city. I can't really see a lot of stars from here. I don't even have a telescope. Well, I do have one, but it's kind of shitty. I don't even use it.
So you're saying you can see it with the naked eye?
No, I can't in Sydney because it's too much light pollution.
How about the moon? Can you see Tycho?
I'm going down the south coast tomorrow night, so I'm gonna hopefully it's clear. It's been cloudy here lately, but I'm gonna try and get some good snapshots of the sky.
Be sweet.
But
I'll try and get a.
It's been cloudy, so I'm doubting it.
I mean, where they say Sigma Octantis is, right? Now, obviously, you can't see it from Australia and South Africa and, freaking Chile at the same time, right? Because...
Well, Chile's 15 hours.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's daytime there, so you're not going to be able to see this.
Why is that important to see it at the same time?
Oh, you tell me.
I didn't make the comment, so I'm asking you. Is it important to see it at the same time?
Well, and that's why I was kind of getting into, which I was going to look it up. There are some constellations that people in the northern hemisphere can't see. And that, in my opinion, means that the stars are much closer. And it has nothing to do with the curvature of the Earth. No, I'm just talking about... Hold on.
What's that, T-Dub?
Spoken with mist in the
No.
The channel with no rolls?
I'm talking about there are constellations viewed from the southern hemisphere that people in the northern hemisphere can't see. That's what I was saying.
Can I just do a bit of administration then? Mist, if you'd like permission to open your mic in this channel, just up to VC check-in 1. We've got people up there ready to check you in, a little talk, and give you a roll. Thanks.
Yeah, T-Jump, do I need to pass out some rolls, or do we need to do that? Yeah, I mean, somebody shut me up. I'm going to look up this, because I've looked this up before.
Hey, Helio, shut up.
Thank you. Just say that, and then I'll shut the fuck up.
I'm only joking.
No, I know. Dude, that last dude who was in here, he was in here for like 4 hours acting like he was like, oh, I didn't say anything. It's just like, dude. I didn't say that. It's like, dude, I just fucking heard you say it.
Well, Crypto's gone. I'm going to chat to him about the rotation.
Who's that?
I was asking the Glober here before, can you feel the Earth spinning? And he and I have discussed that at length.
Hey, I've got a question for you. Where is there anywhere you can get degree conversions into meters over distance? Do you have an equation for that, or is there
1728.org?
1728. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 sec. I'll stick a link in the chat. There you go.
Thank you.
That's my favourite one.
So you type in degrees. So you got distance. Angle, distance, or size.
Yeah, which one do you want to know, given the other two?
Okay. And then angles are shown as degrees, minutes, or seconds. So then that converts it into meters and stuff as well?
Oh, it's whatever unit you put it in. Whatever unit you put your distance in, that's the same unit it spits out.
Yeah. All right, cool. Thanks.
You need to get a telescope out now.
Yeah, the moon's been out during the day.
Haven't we just got a full moon?
The mornings.
Yeah. We're only like 4 or 5 days past full, I think, so yeah.
It was on a weird angle this morning.
A weird east-west?
Yeah. The sun was, I was looking at it, the sun was directly behind me, coming up, and like directly behind me, and the light of the moon was facing on a 45-degree angle. Yeah. And what it looked like by the percentage of what was lit up, which was strange, and it was pointing up as well.
You mean that the light was on top of the moon?
No. It's the moon is sideways here.
Oh, frick. Okay, so yeah, you're from Australia, I take it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's tilted. It's like a 45 degrees here. I'm in Canada.
Yeah. Ours is it's pretty much on this like straight up and down.
That's cool, man. That's actually really cool. I didn't know that. I knew that it's supposed to be upside down, right? Because it's supposedly tidally locked, so you always see the same face, and the north side of the moon will always be facing the north.
Moon's quite close, actually, at the moment.
Why did you say north side of the moon? Well, I'll be always... No.
Well, I'm just.
That's not the claim. That's not the claim.
No, I'm just trying to describe it in the words that I can describe it in.
what they claim is that it is spinning
just exactly perfect, right? Yeah,
exactly perfect to where we can only see one side of it.
Has anybody done the probability on that?
It's just like, what's interesting about their claim about it is that the people in Australia can see the same side as we do, right? It's just like, well, it's magic.
Does anyone have any theory on what causes the solar eclipse if it's not the moon?
Sure, I have some ideas, but I mean,
I have a theory. Well, I have a theory if you want to hear, but I'm not sure it's 100% correct or whatever.
No, we can't prove. I
don't know.
Prove my idea either, but sure.
Yeah.
Is there a reason to think it's not the moon?
My idea has something to do with electromagnetism, but that's.
Have we ever observed the moon approaching the sun for a eclipse?
No.
Hey, and you know what? Here's another thing that really has nothing to do with a theory. I know for a fact the only time a solar eclipse happens is during a full moon phase, right?
New moon.
And so
new moon.
Wait, what? New moon. Solar eclipse is new moon.
Yeah, new moons mean you see the phases of the moon all the way, and then you don't see the moon for a couple of days, right? And then you have a solar eclipse. So they assume, in their model that it's because, in the heliocentric. Do I need to explain the whole fucking thing?
Yes, anyway. Roohif, to answer Roohif's question, yes, because we don't see it.
So in their model, they claim that this isn't even during a solar eclipse. When you get the new moon, I mean, this happens every 27 to 28 days. We have the moon phases, right? That they're not calendar months. They happen more often throughout the year. But anyway, during a full moon, and then the phases moving back before it becomes, cycles back into the crescents and everything. There's it's not a full 3 days. It's about 2 3/4 days, I think, where you can't find the moon at all. Even with radar, you can't freaking. Supposedly the moon is physical. Really? Where? I've been looking for this shit for 8 years. Nobody. Really? I know it. I hear that shit a lot, right? People say, I know it's been done. Somebody did it, and they can find the physical moon, during the new moon phase. But guess what? I can't find any evidence for it. If you have it,
I'll dig it up.
Share it right now.
I will dig it up.
I know where it's supposed to be because I know where it's going to appear again. When it starts into the new crescent phase, it's going to have a little crescent, and then it's going to phase on through. Then it's going to the full moon. Then it's going to be like it's going to the waxing and waning phases. Is going to go through all that, and then there's going to be a new moon, and it's gone for almost 3 days, and nobody can see it. Now, the only time that there's a total solar eclipse is during a new moon phase, right?
Yes.
All right. So, does that mean that the moon is physically blocking the sun?
Yes.
Go ahead and say yes. I knew he was going to say it.
Right. So T-Dub was saying we can't see the moon during a new moon. I agree. But in the preceding 2 weeks, so let's say we start tracking the position of the moon, all right, from a full moon position for the next 2 weeks, right? As it slowly wanes to tiny crescent until it's not found, right? Surely over those 2 weeks, we should be able to predict where the moon is.
No, it's not about predictions. Listen, if it's a physical body, I mean, supposedly we can fucking bounce lasers off that shit. Why can't they bounce lasers during a freaking new moon phase?
The atmosphere. The reason we can't see the moon during
the atmosphere
scatters away.
Wait, I thought
the atmosphere scatters away the light.
So during a new moon phase, the atmosphere. The only time you can bounce lasers off the moon is while you can see it, and the rest of the time,
and that
since
moon's up there, the moon's up there blocking stars. Is it Roohif?
The moon does block stars, yes.
Oh, come on, man! Well, show us the black moon.
Yeah, well, let's
everywhere.
not even get into where you can see stars for the moon. Let's not even get into that
this is nonsense.
I'll dig up the radar hits to the moon.
The first guy in the history of the world who sees a new moon. It does block stars. Get a grip.
Hey, listen.
You think that you can see stars for the moon?
All together, though. I mean, somebody asked me about it, and I'll give you my opinion. And I have a little bit so far. And I don't really know so much about it. I know what the claim is about, well, the reason is because we're third rock from the sun, and the moon is a satellite around Earth, and every once in a while it just happens to be this, and this is what the calendar is made off of. That's complete bullshit, and I know it now. It does work functionally for us in modern times, but it doesn't work throughout history. And there's people are going to find it out. We're going through a spiritual battle. If you're a spiritual person, then you're gonna know that what's happening with this idea of their thing. That's another talk for another time. Anyway, as far as the new moon goes, nobody can find that sucker. If it was physical, you could still bounce the fucking laser off of it, even if the sun was shining on it from the other side. So don't give me that bullshit.
Wait,
so what are you trying to say, Helio, that we're enduring a parade of bullshit?
Dude, I'm thinking during the new moon, if it was in their model, the only reason you can't see the moon during a new moon phase is because it's a full moon from the sun's point of view, right?
Right. Yes.
All right. So wouldn't we see a ring of light?
No, we see a gradually decreasing crescent until there's nothing there. And then we're seeing
I call fucking bullshit on that.
Really?
You would see a ring of light in the sky if it was a physical object, just like all of a sudden disappeared, and it's a full moon. If you were on the sun, you'd see a full moon. And from Earth, you're not going to see shit. You can't even find it with radar detection. You can't even find it anywhere. It just disappears altogether. Nobody can find out. We know where it is because we know where it's going to appear again, but not where it is at the time.
Right, but if you know where if you can predict where it is, then you know.
Oh God! Okay. Well, then let's pretend we know where it is, since we know where it's going to appear again.
Yeah. I don't see the problem with tracking the moon over 2 weeks and then extrapolating that and saying, this is where it's going to be.
So what's wrong with me saying that it's if the sun is creating this full moon or any light on the moon at all during the new moon phase, if it's a full moon on the other side of the moon, why can't we see at least a portion of light about it? Or why does it just disappear for over 2 days? Why can't we see it?
Light's hitting the other side. How is this controversial?
We see a big black ball in the sky.
Dude, I mean, logic. I don't think Roohif has any fucking logic.
Why don't we? Why don't we see a big black silhouette?
Yeah, wouldn't the moon's gravity
bring the light?
You might sing a ring of light, I mean, because
we see the atmosphere. Blue sky is blocking it.
Blue sky's blocking. Well, I don't fucking see the moon. Well, I do see the moon during the day often, but I see it a lot more at night, and there's no blue sky at night. Exactly. I see black sky at night, bitch.
Right. Exactly. What do you think the blue sky is?
Ball if we weren't looking at sky?
We're not looking at scattered light during the night, right? The sun, the blue light in the sky is scattered sunlight.
Why, dude? It sounds like you're making shit up now, Roohif. Come on, man.
Isn't it supposed to be the reflection of the water? That's what I always learned in school.
No, it's called Rayleigh scattering. So the reason why the sky is blue is because the shorter wavelengths are scattered.
Wait, now you're just going off of my point entirely. So whatever.
You're missing the point, Roohif. If the new moon, when it's at night, if it is a physical body up there in the sky, dark or not,
we could use infrared. We could use all kind of ultraviolet waves. We can.
I'd like to hear what Al Hoss has to say.
We could find it, but
can we let Al Hoss finish what he was saying?
Helio, you are rumpusing the fuck out of the panel. Just let old Hoss say his thing.
I was repeating what T-Wad said, which is what I said 5 minutes prior. Where's this black hole in the sky blocking stars? Let's talk about the new moon at night.
Yeah, that's honestly the best way to, I think, see it, right? Or to supposedly
Well, I'm asking Roohif. He's telling us that you can't see it, but you can. So I just... Let's get to the bottom of it.
I'm going to assume that you understand the heliocentric model. Okay, please tell me why there is no new moon at night.
That's what I asked you.
Okay, do you understand the heliocentric model?
Where is it in the sky?
Do you understand the heliocentric model?
Yeah, we've been listening to your babbling about the dispersion of light and blue light. Why is that controversial? The sky's
Hold on, new moon at night.
I escaped academia. Yes, I haven't been living under a rock.
Okay, so you understand why it's not possible
if
to have a new moon at night.
Dude, we're not talking about why you don't see it. We both agree you don't see it. But if it were up there, use your ears, Yankee/Mets knockoff hat fan.
Okay.
If it were up there, it would be blocking a hole. There would be a hole in the sky blocking the view of the stars.
Okay, so let's just talk about a half moon then, right? So yes,
we're talking about the goddamn new moon.
Right, it's impossible to have a new moon at night. Do you understand why that is?
No, it happens every month. What the fuck are you talking about?
He's talking about the lack of light.
We understand why you say
physical obstruction.
You say it's because the light is shining on the side of it that we don't see.
When it's new moon, the moon is close to the sun. You don't get a new moon at night.
To our position.
Impossible.
What the fuck? The moon is not closer to the sun when it's a new moon. Are you fucking retarded? That's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life.
I need to draw a diagram. Hold on.
Well, the heliocentric story is that the sun is shining on the side of it that doesn't face the Earth.
Yeah, he said it's closer to the sun. That's the most ridiculous shit I ever heard in my life.
So where is the moon in relation to the Earth and the sun?
All right, I'll shut up. You guys fucking handle it.
Yeah, I'll draw it very, very quickly. 1 second.
I understand what he's saying. In the model, it's in respect to our position, like from our perspective, it's nearer to the sun, and it is. So it's going to travel across the sky with the sun.
Yes. So it's not going to be at night time.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. So we can.
So it's not up there blocking stars. It's you. The black ball isn't up there.
Start again.
So the black ball isn't up there blocking the stars
at nighttime.
What? Yes.
So let's assume it's a half moon, right? Because a new moon's not possible. Oh my lord,
dude! What is up with you?
I'm just trying to make.
It's funny how many conversations you've run from this week, and then you butted in tonight, the white knight, for the other guy who was spiraling, who also wanted to talk about the moon. Yeah.
So T-Dub has just acknowledged that it's not possible to have a new moon at night time. So can you ask a different question? Maybe with a half moon.
It's not possible. Yeah, there is no moon in the sky during the new moon.
Correct.
Okay.
At night time. Yeah. There's no moon in the sky at night time for a new moon.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So ask your question.
No question. Is that a Yankees or a Mets hat? What the hell is that? It's got. I've never seen a knockoff of nothing with a trademark on it.
Okay, I bought it in New York 15, 20 years ago. So.
Yeah, New Era has a website.
Okay, very good. So, do you have a non-malformed question or no?
A non-malformed question about what?
About the moon and blocking stars.
How did this whole thing? Well, let's talk about the biggest moon blocking star, the solar eclipse.
How do you get gas pressure without a container?
Right. There is an assertion that gas pressure requires a container.
They won't talk about the near star in the moon relationship.
Talk to Timbo or you, old Hoss? You guys sort it out, and I'll talk to whoever else.
Well, why don't you run away?
Go with Hoss. He asked the question.
Yeah,
first.
let's finish this. Let's get to the bottom of this whole sun moon thing.
Yep.
So during a solar eclipse, what is that?
It's the moon blocking the sun.
What phase?
The new moon.
Okay, so is that new moon, even though invisible, is it physically in the sky?
Yes.
Is the moon a rock ball?
Yes.
Where is the moon where is the moon have you ever witnessed a solar eclipse?
No, actually. I would love to.
No, actually, but I'm about to.
I would love to.
How is it someone who's an intellectual giant who's been to New York? He's seen the world. He wants to come here and lecture about heliocentrism.
No, but I understand lecture
about the globe.
But yeah, that's what Roohif does, though.
It's
hello.
Fascinating.
I got a DM you.
You've never seen a solar eclipse?
Correct.
Why not?
You've seen moon enough,
Yeah, why not? I want to hear this.
I haven't been near enough to one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You're never in your entire life.
Why haven't you visited Ghana?
Well, even a partial one?
No.
Have you seen a lunar eclipse?
Yeah, stacks. Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Since you've never seen a solar eclipse, here's what happens. Something begins to eclipse the sun. Nowhere in this process is there a moon in the sky. If it is a rock ball, go ahead, tell me about the solar eclipse that you haven't seen.
Oh, you said it's not the moon, right?
I said nowhere in the sky does the moon appear. There is nothing. Go ahead. Spew.
I agree.
What do you got to say, Roohif? That you have to interrupt me again.
I agree. You can't see the moon. Continue.
Okay. Well, if it were a rock ball, as you are convinced it is, as it approaches the sun, there would have to be a silhouetting of the entire damn moon. There is not. All you see is a little thumbnail, and then it encroaches, encompasses, covers the thing, moves on. No moon again. So this whole nonsense about... Excuse me?
You have an incorrect expectation of what you should see.
It's the literal explanation.
He's telling you what he has seen, dude.
Yeah, hold on. Do solid objects not silhouette when they pass in front of a light?
Say again?
You've never seen a solar eclipse, so what are you trying to invoke this?
Do solid objects not silhouette when they cross in front of a light?
Say it again. Do solid objects what?
Do they not create a silhouette as they cross in front of a light?
Yeah. So does the moon.
No, sir. You've not seen a solar eclipse. The next time you see one, your jaw is going to drop.
What?
Yeah.
What's the black thing that blocks the moon?
Of the moon as it approaches or leaves the sun.
What's the black thing that blocks the moon as it comes over?
Freaking knows.
See a thing. You just see obscurity of the sun. You don't see an object.
Yeah. That's a silhouette, right?
No. Dude. The entirety of all there is a thumbnail. If that were the moon, you would see the whole circle, genius. As you see any solid object as it passes in front of the light.
No.
Why wouldn't you?
Why would you see that? Why would you see the moon when the atmosphere is in the way?
Because it's a rock ball, dude. You have lost the plot.
Even if it was half the moon, even if half the sun was eclipsed, as this object is moving in front of the sun, he's saying you still should be able to see a full circle of the moon.
No.
And you don't see that.
No.
Yes. Why not?
During let's say it's not a solar eclipse and it's just a half moon, right? You can't see half the moon. Is that other half
That's
not
not
there?
the same. They're in different parts of the sky, dude.
Dude, you are clueless. During the
should
solar
you
eclipse,
see?
During the solar eclipse, the entirety of the sun is covered by it matches the damn circularity of the sun.
Well, okay. Well, I got something to say real quick, and then I'm gonna go. Okay.
No, please, maybe you can talk some sense into this guy.
In Hindu text, right? I'm Cambodian, so I heard there's a black sun, and any country that Hinduism or whatever, but we don't believe it anymore. But it explained better that there's another celestial called the black sun. We call it Rahu. We have in a song, we have in poem, whatever. I'm pretty sure the Indian they have it too, but I think something like it's so old, so people don't really believe it anymore because the globe, the heliocentric model came out or whatever. But it explained perfectly that there's another celestial called the black sun. We call it Rahu, and that's the explanation. Matter of fact, when I heard Eric Dubay said it, I'm like, oh, Rahu, we had that in a song, or we had that in a poem that we talk about. There's another celestial body called Rahu. So that is my explanation. So
is there a Ketu too? Rahu and Ketu.
Just for old Hoss, the thumbnail of the moon coming across the sun as it's eclipsing, right? The reason you can't see the rest of the moon is exactly the same reason why you can't see half of the moon.
Yeah, you said that. You said that before. That makes no sense. You acknowledge that when a solid object passes in front of a light, it creates a silhouette.
Yes.
So knock off your nonsense, okay? Because I know how you're envisioning a solar eclipse to occur in reality, even though you've never seen one. It's the thumbnail. There is no rest of the sphere. If the moon were the moon rock that you wish and pray and have seen golf played from, then the entirety of the object, I don't care what phase it's in a new moon phase.
Right.
So snap out of it. Snap out of it. Until you actually go and experience these things that you pontificate about, move on to something you actually know about.
Okay, so in plenty of videos, I know how it works. So let's say it's a new moon.
My lord, dude, you're just a nonsensical chatterbox. No wonder why you got swindled for that ad.
I tried to look for real solar eclipse now, and most of the videos that come up are just simulations of a solar eclipse. And the ones that do show exactly what he's describing, that if you have a physical object, then you would need to get a silhouette out of it, but it doesn't fully silhouette until it completely eclipses the sun.
Anyway, so it's a new moon, and we haven't started the eclipse yet, so we can't see the new moon. Right, and then 2 minutes later, you get a thumbnail. Are you saying when the thumbnail starts that the rest of the moon should just become visible for some reason?
Well, you said that physical objects, when passing in front of a light, create a silhouette. Are you having amnesia for some reason?
Right, the part that is in front of the light, yes.
Oh, dude, you have lost the freaking plot.
I don't understand how this is so difficult. Why is this difficult?
And I'm glad you've highlighted your misunderstandings and cluelessness. It's brilliant.
So let's say I've got a book, right, and I've got a torch, and I and I put half the book.
Right, oh my God! Yeah, and guess what? I'll also see your arm holding the book.
Right, but am I going to get a whole silhouette of the whole book, or just the part of the book that's in front of the light?
Why don't you use a ball instead of a book?
Oh, anything, okay, yeah. But I'm going to see the silhouette of whatever's being blocked, the light source that's being blocked.
Yeah,
define silhouette.
Right. So I'm not going to see the whole ball.
So what percentage of the moon do they say actually is lit up? Is it more than 50%?
What do you mean? Just normally?
What percentage? Well, always.
Yeah, 50 point something.
Well, it's not 50 point something. It's more like 53 or something like that. So you should see something then, shouldn't you? Because if we're seeing it from directly from the other side, then you should see some type of halo or something, shouldn't you?
I think it's 50 point something in the low 50 points, and you're saying 53. I don't think 53 is right.
Okay, especially well, whatever. But what Hoss is saying is perfectly fine. Yeah.
So Shane's just posted something on the hour showing an eclipse, and there's a little thumbnail from the top left. So prior to that point, the moon was not visible. But Hoss is saying that now that there's a tiny thumbnail blocking the sun, that the rest of the moon should now become visible. That makes zero sense to me whatsoever.
It's a shadow, supposedly. It's blocking. If the sun is behind, the moon is supposedly occulting the sun.
Yes. Yeah, buddy.
Okay. The sun is 93 million miles away.
Yeah.
What are you telling me? What part's in front of the sun? Get a grip, dude.
There's only a little bit blocking the sun, so the only silhouette we see is that little bit.
Listen, you've lost the plot.
This is insane.
Yes, it's quite insane that you can't detach yourself from this myth that moon is what they say it is. It's quite insane. A grown man who has been duped by a fairy tale, fed to them by the powers that be. All right.
I'm going to go make a phone call.
Insane.
Be back shortly.
Run away.
I'll be back shortly. Catch you soon.
Yeah, you've run away so many times this week. It's unbelievable.
Well, he has to go get his talking points. He's got to check in.
Yeah, he ends with "it's insane" after 10 minutes earlier saying he hadn't seen the solar eclipse. And then he wants to interpret the GIF for that picture how he needs to see it. That's insane.
I think everybody kind of brushed over what I had said before that. Like, I just tried to look at, because I have never seen a solar eclipse myself either. And I tried to find some on Google, and all the ones that came up are CGI, like legitimately. They don't hide that. And the ones that are real demonstrate exactly what you're talking about, that until it completely eclipses the sun, there is no complete circular object.
Yeah, especially the last one in 2017 that I witnessed, it was clear blue sky.
Tags! What is your profession?
See, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.